Attention Christmas shopping procrastinators, head on over to deaditesondeck.com for the most unique horror and custom t-shirts, mouse pads, blended teas, candles, tote bags, and much more. And starting now until December 14th, save 10% off of your entire order with the promo code Merry Christmas.
Howdy, gang. Let me get my little stuff up here because I discovered that when I have this on during the intro and all that stuff, sometimes it covers up some things that I might want you guys and gals to see. Now, it was warmer today, so I don't know how long I'll be able to wear the Santa hat tonight because my head feels like it's on fire right now, but I'll try to wear it as long as I can. I go back and forth between being hot and being cold. And so I just ran this heater, which I may have to take this off for a while because it feels like there's a 5 alarm fire underneath that hat, between the hat and my hair. Um, so I'll try to put it back on before I'm done with this stream tonight. Now, this is a new series of streams that I'm planning on doing. Good Lord. Then I took that hat off and my hair's every which way. But this is going to be called Stocking Stuffers. And in the Mondays, the few Mondays we've got leading up until Christmas, I'm going to be talking about a particular Christmas movie. In particular, probably a Christmas horror movie. You'll notice that the song that was playing is a very dark version of Silent Night. And I thought, well, this fits with what I'm talking about. But before we get started, I'm going to show something off that I just got in the mail that I had no idea I was going to get, and I was very surprised and humbled by this. And I'm going to tell you who it's from too, because I don't think they'll mind. But I want to get a few housekeeping things out of the way. I want to show this item off that I got in. And then we're going to start talking about Black Christmas. And hopefully we'll have some people in here in the chat that want to talk some Black Christmas talk tonight. Otherwise, I'm probably not going to be on here very long. But, you know, it is what it is. If there are people in here, great. If people don't want to be in here, I have to accept that. I'm not going to dwell on it. All I'm trying to do is put content out here for you guys and gals, and hopefully it resonates with some people, and hopefully it will start to re-resonate with people. Otherwise, I mean, I'll be totally honest with you guys and gals. I'm not going to close up shop with the channel. And I wasn't even going to talk about this, but it's been something that's been bothering me. I'm not going to go into details, but it has become apparently clear to me that both the number of people that come in to my live streams, and I may have to take myself out of this, and people may say, Dana, don't talk about this publicly, but I'm just talking about the situation of my channel. I'm not talking about anything else other than that. But in the last several months, I have noticed that the viewership for the live streams have fell off dramatically. I mean, I'm talking dramatically. The views on videos have fallen off dramatically. The replay views have fallen off dramatically. I'm not sure what this is due to, but and this is not meant as a threat or anything. That hey, I'm going to close up shop. I'm going to close my channel down if people don't start coming in here, because that's not what I'm going to do. But I will be forced to cut programming. Because there's really no reason for me to come on here 3 to 5 days a week, plus watch alongs and other stuff, if nobody's going to watch. And I am beginning to feel a little foolish getting on here when, I can watch the counts and I might have 3 or 4 and then it drops to 0. And I'm sitting here talking to dead air. And then I'm not getting any watches after the fact either. And this is that's no fun for me. If I don't have any interaction in the chat, I'm just sitting here talking like an idiot, people. So I will be forced to cut programming way, way down, and not take vacations. I've been taking these little mini vacations and stuff here and there. Thank you, Russell. Russell says, hey, Dana, you go, girl. I'm not angry with anybody. I am not demanding that people come to the streams or watch the videos or watch stuff on the replay. I'm just saying that at one time I had a pretty good viewership. It wasn't like, it wasn't going to take the world by storm or anything, but I was happy with it. And then all of a sudden, people just dropped off the face of the earth, it seems like, left and right. Now, I'm giving people opportunities to tell me what kind of content they want to see. I'm trying to do promotions. I mean, Russell and Menelect and Dakota, they have all taken me up on that. Now, I realize that everybody's not financially able to give even $5, right? And I totally understand that. But you can support the channel in many, many ways. I just thought the promotion with the getting to throw your hat in the ring for watch-alongs will be a way to get more people to tune in, more people to become involved. And, I was told, by several people, hey, Dana, give it some time. It's summertime. People are, doing other things. They maybe don't have time to sit in front of their computer and or TV or whatever and watch people's live streams. But the truth of the matter is, folks, I see other channels flourishing. Summer months, winter months, fall months, spring months, whatever it is. And, now we're into wintertime months and I'm still like dead in the water. And this is in no way saying that I am not appreciative for the audience that I do have. I am very appreciative for the people that do continue to show up when they can. But if there's something that I'm doing wrong that y'all would like me to change, please, somebody speak up. If you don't want to say it here, you can talk to me privately. Hell, I'll put my email address in here again. I'm not asking you to attack me through an email, but if there's, if the content is boring, hey, it might hurt me a little bit if you tell me my content's boring. But it will definitely give me a chance to improve it. But I can't improve it if I don't know what I need to be improving. So I put my email address in there. If you don't want to bring it up in a public arena, if you want to talk to me in private about it, hey, Dana, I don't really like that you do this, this, and this. But I would like it if you would cover things like this. You know, so throw me some ideas out there, folks, and I will try my best to incorporate those things into upcoming streams. I still want to do the Sunny Chiba thing. Um, and there's all kinds of other things that I would be willing to do. Um, and I hope that nobody takes this the wrong way. I'm not trying to guilt anybody. I'm just saying I don't know what happened. A few months ago, things were fine. I was having fun when I do these things. I was interacting with people. People were actually wanting to come on the streams. And now nothing. With the exception of, Russell and Menelek doing their thing, and Steve's probably going to look at this and he's probably going to say, "Good Lord, Dana, why'd you do that?" But again, I get a little sad when I see that my numbers have fallen off. I had good, decent numbers. I had numbers that I could, still interact with people. It wasn't like I was having hundreds or thousands of people and didn't get a chance to interact with people. I was having good, solid numbers. People were watching them on the replay and stuff. And I still have several subscribers. It's just, I don't know. For whatever reason, I don't know. If y'all aren't getting the notifications, let me know. I'll look into it. If the content is just bleh, you don't like it, you don't. I have heard through the grapevine that I talk about the same stuff all the time, which granted that hurt, but see, now I'm seeing 0 people in there. If my content's boring, please, y'all tell me. Tell me what you would like to see. I'm not here to try to bore people to tears. I'm here to entertain you, to give you information, and stuff like that. So I will refuse to create drama in order to get people to watch. If that's what people want, if they want drama and infighting going on all the time, I'm not for that, people. I'm here to put content about movies on here. So you'll have to go elsewhere for the drama, but if you're here for entertainment purposes, and I don't think drama and infighting is entertainment. Some people might, but I see way too much of that on YouTube and other outlets, and I'm just not interested in it. I don't think it's funny. So I'll get off my soapbox now, but if there's something that you would like to see me cover, if there's something that you would like me to change about the programming, please, folks, speak up. I will listen, but I can't read minds. And so I need y'all to tell me what is different now, that that has changed over the last, I don't know, 6 months or so. Because I don't know. I've been racking my brain trying to figure out what it is. I had a good solid following. My numbers were climbing. They were staying steady. There were a few things that didn't get watches, or not many people came into the live stream, but it was few and far between. Now it's almost everything I put out. And yeah, it hurts. And yeah, self-confidence, which I don't have much of anyway, has certainly taken a hit. So if you guys and gals could help me out by please telling me what it is that I've done to turn so many people off, I will be glad to take everything that you say into account. So anyway, I will really get off my soapbox now, and we'll try to get into the matter at hand. But I do want to remind everybody that I do have a 10% off discount on any order. It doesn't matter how much or how little you spend. You can still take 10% off your order on deadicesondeck.com. I do custom work as well as doing the horror stuff. So if there's something that you don't see on my shop site, or you'd like a family picture put on a t-shirt or a tote bag or a candle or a hat or something, or a picture of your pet, I am agreeable to doing that. A musician, a band, just let me know. There's a handy dandy form on deadicesondeck.com, and all you got to do is fill that out, put your information in there, tell me what you would like. I will take a look at it. I'll quote you a price, and if everything's agreeable and you pay me, I will start work on your product that you want. Okay. Or if you get on deadicesondeck.com and see something already on there that would fit the bill for you, whether it's for yourself or it's a gift for someone else, then then by all means, order away. And from now until December 14th, you can save 10% off your entire order. Okay. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else before I show this item that I was very surprised to get in the mail. Again, I'm going to tell you who it's from, but I want to show it first. I didn't even know Amazon had these for sale. And it appears to be that these are kind of handmade, which even makes it more special. This is a classic horror movies 2025 wall calendar. And I was so pleased because, well, I really like the calendar itself. But yeah, Russell, this is cool. Evil Dead is the first picture for January. And I'm like, this is really cool. And there's other ones in here for the different months. There's Night of the Living Dead. I tried not to look and see what the movies were and see if I could figure these out. There's one for The Exorcist. The person that created this calendar did a very good job. There's one for Psycho. Oops. There's of course, October, of course, is for Halloween. We got one for The Thing. And we've even got one for December for The Shining. And so you may be thinking, well, who did Dana get this from? Yeah, it totally shocked me. I was like, wow, this is really nice that they got this for me. So this is from Jerry and Angie. Jerry, it goes by Victor in the chats. And then his wife, Angie. So Jerry and Angie sent this to me. It says, now you can replace that 2023 calendar by your computer with a more current one. Merry Christmas from Jerry and Angie. I'm not going to give their last name, but I think all of y'all know Victor. Victor says that things have been busy for him, and so they're planning on trying to start coming back into the streams and stuff like that. So I want to thank y'all publicly. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Angie. This was a wonderful Christmas present. I was very, very surprised. So thank you so very much. I'm going to be putting this up real soon because um, it does have September, October, November, and December of 2024, and then it has a Scream design there. So I'm going to be going ahead and putting that up very, very soon. Let's see if I can put the Santa hat back on. Doesn't feel quite as hot now. Now I'm going to take myself out of the stream for just a second and see if Darcy will come in, and I'll be right back. Don't anybody go away now. Okay, I was able to get Darcy in. So now let's get to the movie at hand here, which, if you did not know, this is the original Black Christmas from 1974. Hopefully, we'll have some people that come in here in the chat. Russell, if you're still in here, I hope people have some comments or things that they want to talk about regarding Black Christmas. Otherwise, this is probably going to be a short stream. But I'm not trying to be boring. I'm trying to pick things that I thought are relevant to this holiday season. And I try to get new and fresh takes on different things. So I'm just not continually talking about the same things all the time. But the truth of the matter is, folks, I think all us YouTubers we re-talk and talk about the same things. There's only so much you can talk about. And when you're dealing with horror, you're going to retread the same territory at times. So, I'm not trying to be boring. I'm trying to keep it new and fresh and like a bucket of popcorn. But, again, if there's something that you guys wish I would cover, please. It doesn't even have to be horror. I'm not going to get on here and I'm not going to talk about porn or anything like that. But, if there's a comedy film, a drama film, an action film, whatever that you would like to, martial arts that you would like to see me talk about, I will do my utmost best to create a show around that. Right, Russell. Great Canadian film like me. This is indeed a great Canadian film. I've said this before. I'll say it again. The Canadians were making outstanding horror films at one time. Mid to late 70s into the early 80s. That was it was the golden age of like slashers for the United States and stuff. But the Canadians, I don't know what it was about that time period, but they were putting out some amazing horror films. Not just slasher films, but just amazing horror films in general. Um, and the holiday ones really stand out for me, being, those tended to be slashers, right? And I'm a huge slasher fan. And so, things like Black Christmas and My Bloody Valentine, things like that, um, really stood out for me. Prom Night, Terror Train. Um, the list could go on and on and on, really. But let me give you a little backstory of my first experience with Black Christmas. The first time I saw Black Christmas, I think it was under the title Silent Night, Evil Night. Okay. And I was not impressed, frankly. I thought it was a vulgar, sorry, Bob Clark, God rest his soul. I thought it was a vulgar piece of crap. And I don't know what was wrong with me. I wasn't trying to be snooty or anything like that. I guess I just didn't get it. So, fast forward a little bit, and I rewatched it again under the title of Black Christmas. Now, I don't think the title change had anything to do with how I viewed it this time. Perhaps it was the atmosphere in which I viewed it, because the second time I watched it under the title of Black Christmas, I was alone in my parents' living room. It was nighttime. It was dead of night. We had a phone in the kitchen, which was very in close proximity to the living room. So I was sitting on the floor watching this movie again and wasn't really expecting much because, I'd seen it before and was not impressed. Something clicked this time. And people sometimes make fun of the tagline for this film. If this film doesn't make your skin crawl, it's on too tight. But that is a very, very appropriate tagline for this movie, because it did indeed make my skin crawl. Those phone calls to the sorority girls in this film are chilling. Now, it was said that when the girls would pick up the phone in the film, they were not hearing the exact nature of the stuff that we heard when we watched the movie. So it wasn't vulgar and stuff like that. It wasn't so over the top. And I think we've got Mr. Nick Mancuso to thank for the majority of this, because this man gave it his all. He was one of the major voices of Billy, the caller, and the killer in the film. And it was said that Nick Mancuso stood on his head when he was recording the voice of Billy. Other voices were used. I think a woman's voice was used. They said that Keir DeLay, his voice was not used. He played Olivia Hussey's boyfriend in the film, her very mentally fragile boyfriend. But he was so fragile mentally that he was one of those characters that you just knew that he was not the killer, right? And so they said Keir DeLay, his voice was not used, that it was not his eye in one of the most iconic scenes where Jess, played by Olivia Hussey, goes upstairs even after she's told by the cop that the caller is in the house. She goes upstairs to try to find Phil and Barb, her friends and sorority sisters, and finds them dead. But then in the crack of the door, we see a single eye, and we hear Billy say, "Agnes, it's me, Billy. Don't you tell what we did." That is a very, very chilling moment in that instant. It's more chilling to me than the majority of the phone calls. But the majority of the phone calls are chilling in and of themselves as well. Russell, you say Bully 2001 based on the murder by friends who he bullied. His name was Bobby Kent. Good real life stories on YouTube starring Brad Renfro and the main actor from Kids, same director. I'll have to check that one out. I think I've heard of that, Russell, but I don't believe I've watched it. Um, but you say it's on YouTube. I'll have to check that one out. So some of the other people that contributed to the voices, because it's just supposed to be Billy, but evidently Billy is suffering from maybe I think they call this dissociative identity disorder or something like that now, instead of multiple personality disorder. But it appears that Billy is talking in a bunch of different voices, like there's all these different people that are talking. Billy's mother, Billy's father, Agnes, his sister. um, and their screams and crying out, and they also added some reverb to, and kind of did some weird stuff to make the voices sound even more bizarre. And it worked. It definitely works. Now, I showed a trailer of this when I was working for the library system in IT. I showed the guys that I worked with the commercial, or the trailer for Black Christmas, and they laughed. I'm like, "Are you guys kidding me?" But they just thought, they didn't ever watch the film that I know of, but they thought that the trailer was freaking hysterical, and I can never figure out why, because I thought the trailer was very dark, but you know maybe they were looking for something else. Um, but So we never find out who Billy is. Billy is never caught. By the way, there's going to be spoilers in here, folks. Um, Billy, in fact, is still up in the attic. And I have to agree with a lot of people that said that, Jess is the final girl. That's Olivia Hussey's character. She's pretty much catatonic when the cops find her. She has evidently killed Peter, played by Keir DeLay, her boyfriend, because she believed him to be the killer. But like I said earlier, it's way too obvious. Keir DeLay, the Peter character, is an obvious red herring, right? And so she has killed him because she believed him to be the killer. Before that, there was a very harrowing scene where once she sees the eyeball of Billy, that single lone eyeball, and he says, "Agnes, it's me, Billy. Don't you tell what we did." Um, she kind of slams the door on him. He's enraged. He's screaming. This is one of the greatest scenes in the whole movie. And she runs downstairs. You can hear him running down the stairs after her, seeing his legs. And she runs to the door and then runs back. He grabs her by the hair and pulls her back. And you think, "Oh, God, she's done." The first time you see it, you're like, "Oh, she's dead. She's toast." But she ends up locking herself in the basement, and you can hear him out there throwing himself against the door and and he's just so enraged. And you just know if he was able to get in there, he would kill her. He would cut her into a million pieces. But that's something else that's great about this movie. And Bob Clark brought this up as well. God rest his soul. Bob Clark is no longer with us. He was a victim of a car accident as well as his son due to a drunk driver, unfortunately. So, anyway, so don't want to bring anybody really down about that part of it. But so Bob Clark really knew what he was doing with this movie. Russell, you say Leo Fitzpatrick is his name, director Larry Clark. Okay. But Bob Clark really knew what he was doing. I've seen Bob Clark's other movies, but this, as far as horror movies, this is probably my favorite horror movie that he ever did. He did things like Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things, some really early, super, super low budget stuff. I think he might have done that with Alan Ormsby. And I think Bob Clark had something to do initially with the movie Popcorn, but he ended up, for whatever reason, having to drop out of it. And the guy, I believe it was the guy who played Meat on Porky's, which was another film, a comedy film that Bob Clark directed, who ended up directing, and maybe it wasn't Meat. I don't know. Russell, maybe you can help me out here. It was one of the guys from Porky's that ended up directing the movie Popcorn. So if I'm wrong on that, apologies. I didn't do my homework on that because I knew I was be talking about Black Christmas. But Bob Clark also did, like I said, the Porky's movies, or at least, I know he did the original Porky's, which I was not a big fan of Porky's first time I watched it either. It was a movie that had to grow on me. Bob Clark, excuse me, did the Immortal Christmas Story, which I absolutely love. So, and Bob Clark, as many directors, has directed some stinkers too. But I think Black Christmas and A Christmas Story and all those, and Porky's, they all. I know Batman. Hey, Batman. I know Batman's a big fan of Porky's. So, Batman, maybe you can help me out here. So, Bob Clark started out, I think, to be the director of Popcorn. And he had to drop out for whatever reason. But which one of the guys from Porky's was the one that ended up directing Popcorn? Do you recall? Because I'm just drawing a blank here. So, but anyway, back to Black Christmas. Yes, he did Death Dream as well, Russell. You are correct. Death Dream is a very creepy, moody movie as well. I love that movie. But to get back to Black Christmas pulls no punches. It's a very stark, desolate, moody. You could almost, when you see that sorority house at night, you could almost believe it's in the middle of nowhere. It's obviously not, but you can almost imagine that it is. Mark Harrier. Now, did he play Meat Batman, or which one did he play? Or did he play like one of the, shoot, I'm just totally losing it. Which character did he play in Porky's? I guess is the easiest way to to say that because I get confused sometimes. Um, I figured you would know. Play Billy. Okay, gotcha. Thank you for that correction. Um, but so anyway, getting back to Black Christmas, it's also a very stylish horror film. You may think horror film stylish and all, but it is. I mean, the colors are bright. The setups are right on target. Yep, that is right, Russell. In the Canadian classic Christmas film, A Christmas Story. Yes, I absolutely love A Christmas Story. I was introduced to it back when I was a freshman in high school. My freshman English teacher had us watch that before Christmas holiday. And I absolutely fell in love with that movie from that moment on. But the way the shots are set up, they're not artsy fartsy, but they're very the movie is very well shot. And all the credit, of course, can't go to Bob Clark with that. Bob Clark, I'm sure, set up the shots. But your cinematography, sorry guys and gals, which was done by Reg Morris, as well as the music, which was done by Carl Zittrer, which the music was not really so much music as it was a collection of sound effects. But boy, oh boy, does it work. It absolutely works. Um, but uh, I just can't say enough great things about Black Christmas. And I'm so glad that I did not dismiss it totally after watching it under the Silent Night, Evil Night title and never go back and give it another chance. Had I done that, I would have unfortunately not added this to my cavalcade of Christmas films to watch around Christmas. My mom always tells me, she says, Dana, she says, I don't like to watch horror films at Christmas time. I said, but mom, there's so many Christmas horror movies that you can watch. I think I've pulled out all of them that I've got. And so I guess I could, turn it over. Batman, is there anything that you want to add to or discuss about Black Christmas, or Russell, since you guys are active in the chat right now? I don't want to just take the reins and talk all the time because I feel like I start to ramble after a while. And I don't know if I said this, but this did come out in 1974. Some of the people that are in this, we've got Lynn Griffin, we got Art Hindle, who I met a few years back. Very nice man, Canadian through and through. He and I had a very nice conversation. Margot Kidder, Olivia Hussey, Andrea Martin, before she was like the comedic genius that became Andrea Martin. But she was, they said she was funny on the set. She has some funny moments in the film as well. John Saxon is also in this movie. Doug McGrath, who was in Porky's. Y'all will remember he was, for those of you that have seen Porky's, Doug McGrath played one of the PE instructors or gym instructors, whatever you want to call it, in the original Porky's. And I'll just say there's a couple of scenes where Doug McGrath just steals the show. And I liked the humor that was added. I have heard some people say they didn't like that silly little humor bit where, again, I'm not trying to be vulgar, but there is a scene concerning the word fellatio, which just never fails to make me laugh every time I see the scenes involving that. Batman, you say, if I remember correctly, isn't the killer of Black Christmas named Billy? Yes, it is. He says, if so, that makes 2 Christmas movies with killer Billies. That is correct. And like you said, that Mark Harrier in Porky's played a character named Billy. So I'm wondering if Bob Clark just likes the name Billy, and he uses it a lot. But it does. The name Billy does kind of roll off the tongue, and when the killer is saying, uh, Agnes, it's me, Billy, it just seems to work. It seems to gel and all that. But you are exactly right on that, Batman. But probably here in a couple of minutes, because I've been on here a total of 47 minutes, um, which is not bad. That's not bad. And hopefully people will watch this on the replay. Um, Russell, you say Death Dream 1974, aka Dead of Night by director Bob Clark. Exactly. Like I said, that one is a very creepy, atmospheric, moody film that does kind of make the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. And I think it's the look of the couple's son when he appears to come home from the war, but he's not the same. And it turns out that he's a ghoul basically now. It was like a monkey's paw thing where he was brought back from the dead. um but if you don't know the monkey's paw story, I definitely would recommend giving that one a read. But and yes, it's also known of Dead of Night, Dead of Night, as Dead of Night, I guess I should say. I, Russell, I don't want to speak for Batman, but I think what he's referring to is Silent Night, Deadly Night has a killer who dresses in a Santa suit. Um, Correct me if I'm wrong there, Batman. But I think I'm going to try to tie this up for you folks. Batman, Russell, I'm correct. Okay, thank you, Batman. I was correct on at least one thing today. Um, I will give this one a rating. I probably have given it a rating before, but it won't hurt to give it another rating. So we're going to give this one 5 deadites out of 5, folks, because I absolutely love Black Christmas. But I'm going to go ahead and tie some things up here before I get off of here for the night. Once again, I'm having a 10% off of any size order. It doesn't matter how much or how little you spend. You can save 10% off your order at deaditesondeck.com. If you're interested in me doing some custom work for you, just fill out the form on the homepage at deaditesondeck.com, and I will be glad to quote you a price on what you're wanting. Good night, Russell. Thanks for stopping by. And Batman, thank you for stopping by as well. Also, going to be a couple of special holiday horror movie watch alongs this weekend. It's my gift to you guys and gals. So Black Christmas will be Saturday, December 14th, watch along starting at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Sunday, December 15th, also starting at 7 p.m. Eastern time, will be don't open till Christmas. So you can look forward to that this weekend. Hopefully, me and Candace will be able to do our Friday Foolish on favorite musicians and bands Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And I guess that's it for me. I'm off like a dirty shirt. This shirt ain't dirty, but I'm off like one. And I want to remind everybody, as I always do before I get off of here for the night, to be kind to one another and blaze that trail. Jingle all the way. But I also want to remind everybody, because this is the holiday season, that if you have had some issues, disagreements with friends and or family members, now is the time to mend the fences and mend the bridges, because none of us are promised a tomorrow, folks. And so let's get out there, extend the olive branch, extend a kind word, extend forgiveness, and let's try to make 2025 the best year yet, right? But anyway, folks, I am out of here for the night, but I'll see everybody next time.